We've talked Ukraine. Let's talk about Wales for a second. As I mentioned, 1958 was the last time they were here, by the way. But Gareth Bale, he's been involved in 5 Champions League finals, a European Championship semi-final. I mean, let's go with you first, Michael. Where does this rank among his most important games of his career? And because he's had quite a few.
Oh, man, this is the most important. It is the swan song of swan songs. It's yes, you come off the Champions League, you add the 5th to your trophy cabinet in a campaign where he didn't do much of anything. It was much ado about nothing at Madrid. But as a player, you take that trophy and you celebrate it as if you scored a hat trick. Now this is all about Gareth Bale. He is Wales. He is their national team. He is their talisman, their captain, and he's playing in his hometown. He is the narrative going into this match. And for Wales, the fact that he's rested, I know he's had injury problems. Well, he was definitely well rested in the Champions League, so fatigue will not be a factor going into this match.
And he didn't play against Poland, right, Michael?
Yeah.
Neither did Joe Allen as well.
And Aaron Ramsey.
And Aaron Ramsey as well, right.
Yeah, but for Wales, I think the narrative is going to also be who are the supporting cast and how are they going to step up? Typically in international play, each national team has a special player. And Gareth Bale is such a unique talent, can single-handedly win games by himself. Looking at his resume, what he did against Austria, without Gareth Bale in that team, Austria just demolished him. Austria dominated possession. I think it was 60-something, what's 33% possession for Wales, and Austria make up the latter. But it was what Gareth Bale provided with shots on goal. Wales outshot Austria 7-4 with shots on goal. That's how significant he is to their attack.
Yeah, he's honestly, I think it was the last time that he might be able to go to a World Cup. I think he's very much toning down his career. So the motivation there is next to none on top of the rest of the Wales squad to end this massive years-long hoodoo. And yeah, I think they'll be certainly up for it. And whereas we saw Scotland against Ukraine, I think the event maybe got to them a bit and a bit of the emotion. They didn't turn up. I've just got a feeling that with the way they played against Poland, of course, they had half the starters rested. They weren't really looking too much into that game against Poland, and I don't think they're even that gutted with the result that they lost. So full focus. And yeah, Cardiff City Stadium is going to be absolutely bouncing because in Hampden, I think once the Ukraine goal went in, it went all very subdued, and the Ukraine fans were literally the loudest guys in the stadium for the majority of the game. But I think the Welsh will continue that tempo throughout, really very fierce.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, well, we've talked about Gareth Bale, and obviously he's the key factor for Wales, but this is a team with 10 other players as well. So who else can we be looking at here, Michael? We've mentioned a few names. Joe Allen dictates everything, the Welsh Pirlo, of course. Aaron Ramsey on his day when he's ready to go as well. Anywhere else you're looking at?
I'm thinking of 2 players. I'm thinking of who's going to play alongside Gareth Bale, Daniel James. He's got speed just in abundance, but it's what he does in the final third that often goes awry. In some of their biggest matches, he's kind of blundered golden opportunities, and in matches that you don't really expect much from him, the ball bounces off his shin or his head or his neck and it goes in the back of the net. If he shows up to play and he can contribute offensively, Wales will be very difficult to beat. But I think the most important player next to Gareth Bale in this matchup is going to be Ben Davies. On that side, that he's playing on the left side of the back 3. He's going up against Yarmolenko. We've already seen what Malinowski can do with long-range passes, balls over the top, what Ukraine will do if you sit with a back 5. Ukraine has already played against a back 5, so they'll have great experience in how to break down a back 5, a team that likes to sit off the ball and hit you on the counter. But I think Ben Davies, his 1v1 matchup against Yarmolenko, when Yarmolenko comes inside, runs in behind, and even the movement between he and Yarmachuk, I think his leadership is going to be vital.
And down that, I think left wing, it's going to be Harry Wilson, and he's had a great season with Fulham. Obviously, got them promoted, and key player for his club. And I'm sure that he'll be looking to try and add to the pace that's going to be coming down the wing, because Ukraine have got 2 rather solid fullbacks. Karavayev loves bombing up and down that right hand side alongside Yarmolenko. So I think as long as Harry Wilson's going to be looking out for putting in a few crosses that maybe Bushan might not be able to deal with, as we've seen against Scotland, then one to certainly keep an eye on.
Yeah, no, very, very good call on that one. Fantastic stuff, gentlemen. All right, so this should be a very good game. We've talked about key battles. We got to go here. I think I know where well, I don't know. Maybe Andrew is more of a realist. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. But let's do the predictions now. Andrew, let's begin with you. What do you think is going to happen? Heart over matter? Both? What do you think?
I am going to go for a Ukraine narrow win. Some people are predicting penalties. My mate just told me earlier on that he had a dream. Wales scored early on, then Ukraine scored in like the final minutes, and it went to penalties. He didn't actually tell me the result, but whatever. I'm going to go. I think Ukraine struggling a bit with the clean sheets recently. So 2-1. I'm going to go for.
I like that. I'm going to stick with a Ukraine win, and I think it's going to be dependent on what happens in the first 20 minutes of this match. If Wales gets a goal, it is going to be a lot of pressure on Ukraine, and they're going to have to dig very deep. But against a Wales team that has really been good at home in Cardiff, if Ukraine, the longer this match goes 0-0, the pressure is all on Wales in this match. Yes, Ukraine, there is that just feel-good factor, and the entire world's pulling for them outside of Wales. But I think the fact that Wales, they need to win this game, being at home, I think that's going to play on them the longer it goes 0-0. And if they can frustrate the team and make it a Gareth Bales led match where Gareth Bales is trying to do everything by himself, then that bodes well for Ukraine. I'm going to go 1-0 in this match.
I love it. Yeah, just like Scotland, where they knew that the longer this game went and they weren't producing, the harder it was going to be for them. But to both your points, Cardiff is a different kind of environment. This is a different type of Welsh team. It's why they're here in the first place. I like, Andrew, your friend's dream, because that's kind of where I was going, actually. I don't know if it'll be the last minute, but I do think it will be tight. Just because both sides don't really want to risk anything during the time. I think Scotland were a little bit too emotional in the game. They wanted to just kill the game off in the first 15 minutes, and they didn't pay attention, hence the opening goal from Ukraine. I don't think Wales is going to be that ignorant. I think they're going to be more ready, a little bit tighter. I see it like kind of 0-0 maybe in the first half, and then Wales will probably score in the second, and then Ukraine will score probably, with 10 minutes to go? I don't want this to go to penalties. I can't even begin to imagine. I mean, I'm going to be emotional. I can't even begin to imagine from Ukrainian fans. You have to go for a Ukrainian win. Yeah. You have to. So I'm going to go for a Ukrainian win. Extra time, Ukrainian win. I hope 2-1. They score that second. We'll see. But all us three here are going with Ukraine. I'm sorry. I got a few Welsh friends, actually. So I'm sure I'll be looking at my WhatsApp, and they're going to be very angry once they get this.